They say everything happens for a reason, but I suspect everything happens for a Reese's. Like this commercial break. Did you need 15 seconds away from music or 15 seconds to eat a Reese's? Perhaps it's true. Everything happens for a Reese's.
This podcast is brought to you by Colgate Total. We take oral health as seriously as you take sports. That's why Colgate Total Active Prevention uses advanced technology to help prevent oral health problems like cavities and gingivitis before they start. It's clinically proven to provide 24-hour antibacterial protection with twice daily brushing after 4 weeks of use. So get a winning routine and prevent oral health problems before they start. Shop Colgate Total Active Prevention at a retailer near you.
Coming from the Natty last night?
Yeah, man. I just flew back to Charlotte, was at the game with my family. Appreciate you guys having me on. I feel like this has been a long time coming. This is a career highlight. Every time you guys release like your new episode and I see who you chose over me,
Stop.
it hurts the soul just a little bit.
Dude, stop it.
We've been trying to get you on for years. You've been ducking us.
That's not true at all.
I'm just so glad that we finally freed you up here for a little divisional football talk.
It's the least I can do.
Welcome back to New Heights, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a Wondery show. That's right, brought to you by Reese's Oreo Cups. Dagnammit if they didn't put together two of my favorites, Reese's Cups and Oreo cookies. Doggone, go get you some, man. We're your hosts. I'm Travis Kelsey, my big brother Jason. Jason Kelsey.
Yes, sir.
Over there with his cowboy hat on, you city slicker turned country boy.
Gorilla.
Subscribe on YouTube, Wondery Plus, and or wherever you get your podcast. Follow the show on all social media for fun stuff throughout the week. Don't forget that KelseyClubhouse.com for anything New Heights and Kelsey. Jason, you want to tell everybody what we have coming up on this wonderful episode?
92% is we got a great episode for y'all learning around right here. We got everything from the divisional round, and we're going to get everything coming up in the championship round. And we got our mighty fine friend, Mr. Greg Olsen, done stop by the show. But before we get into any of that, we're getting a little bit of that new news. New news is brought to you by American Express. First bit of new news, we got some great reactions from the Kelsey Clubhouse. Thanks to you 92%ers. From Steph. Also, the Kelsey Clubhouse is a gag, and I love the green hoodie, but I can't believe none of the new hoodies are called New Heights of Man Hoodie. I don't know what the fuck that means, but she's disappointed. What does that mean? What's a man hoodie? Is that a thing?
New Heights of Man Hoodie?
Are you familiar with Man Hoodie?
I'll just say, it's a Life of a Showgirl reference, boys. Come on.
Man Hoodie?
To the lyric, New Heights of Manhood. It is the time we were referenced in the album.
All right. New Heights of Manhood, so a man
You get
hoodie.
it. So they made Man Hoodie. You get it.
Got it. All right. Now I get it.
There you go.
All right. Thanks, Brandon.
I didn't understand that.
Right over our heads.
Taylor's going to kill me for not knowing that.
We're not as good with the Easter eggs as these Swifties.
They sure know how to plan them and call them out. All right. What else we got?
Yeah, from
little
Catherine.
The pathological people pleaser.
Love that.
Saber Babe, 13. Ooh, sounds like she's from Buffalo. I love that it's on Amazon. What a huge win for me. Prime shipping, baby. Hey,
It is nice. It is a very nice feature.
I mean,
You're not
it's
gonna lie.
honestly changed the world of ordering things. Amazon is like fucking insane.
It's wild. It's annoying not shipping with that.
They have literally everything on there. You
Yeah.
search it in the little search bar and you got a plethora of items that you could choose from.
That they do. All right. From Pop Takes, my New Heights Show t-shirt arrived from the Kelsey Clubhouse, and it's so nice. Great quality. Can't wait to wear it out of the house. I wonder which one they got. The golden baby quality is unreal. I love that shirt.
The New Heights, all right, that shirt that I was wearing last week, dude, I was wearing that all fucking day. Might have slept in it.
No judgment. No judgment. All right. From Killer Scorpio, I need crewneck New Heights sweaters. Brandon, this is somebody calling you out. Who do they have to beg? Well, ironically, it's probably not Brandon.
We'll work on it. Well, I like a good, when it goes crew neck, I like a nice knit crew neck, or a nice little fabric crew neck. So we might have to get that in there. We're working on these. And if you haven't, please check out all the great new merch at KelseyClubhouse.com.
And as of right now, this is unofficially new news, but it looks like Eric Bieniemy will be back with the Kansas City Chiefs. Trav, you and I have talked about this a lot. I know EB was a huge part of this offensive success for a while in Kansas City. You offered a lot of not just great offensive schematic coaching and play calling, but he's going to coach you hard. And sometimes that's exactly what you need. How do you feel about this?
I love that shit. I think it's great. I think it's marriage is going to pick up right where it left off. EB and who he is as a coach, you can see kind of his personality and what he brings to this table in that Chicago team. I know Ben Johnson has his own version of that. He's a very tough guy, and what he did in Detroit, he brought over as well. And you can see those running backs over Chicago, and their body of work was definitely a Eric Bieniemy style of football, man. And
hell yeah,
I can't wait to see him back in the building, man. He's one of my favorite coaches of all time. One of my favorite people of all time. I've had so many unbelievable, growing moments under him as a player, as a person. And I just love the guy, and it's going to be awesome to see him back in the building and see him back wearing the Chiefs logo, baby.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what he learned while with Ben Johnson. I mean, I think he's probably one of the most creative minds right now coaching the game on the offensive side of the ball, and to be in a building with that guy, I'd be picking EB's brain. I'd be like, yo, man, what'd you learn? What do you think? And then I also how has EB changed as a coach? Is he going to rip his shirt off? Are we going to see a shirtless EB after a game, hyping the offense up? I want to see it, Bieniemy. I want to see those tits out. New tits.
Who knows, man? Maybe he's elevated. He's taking his game to new heights in that regard. But it'll be awesome to see him back with the Chiefs. Final piece of new news: Jason has joined TikTok.
That's right, Travis. I've finally done it. Well, I have 2 videos. I think they're both very high quality. I was in Huntington, West Virginia, and saw this Frost Stop root beer mug twirling.
Jason, what the fuck were you doing in Huntington, West Virginia?
That's to be disclosed at a later date, but I was enjoying myself. I like the newest one. The newest one's, I like this one.
Why the fuck is your nose so big?
It's an optical illusion.
Oh, man. Dude, they're so good.
I made that one just for you, Trev.
I fucking love those goddamn candies. God damn it, I love those.
Yeah, so I'm on TikTok. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't understand how it works.
You really do have like a button nose. Like that nose you got like a real like a little marble on the end of your nose there.
That's just an illusion, I think, right?
You got kind of like a round tip of the nose.
I feel like my nose just keeps getting bigger.
If I get close up like that, oh wow, I kind of got that.
Look at that nose. How about that? Yeah. Now who's got the big nose?
That's just an Ed Kelsey thing, huh? Because I definitely got an Ed Kelsey snaz.
Dad had that rosacea or whatever that stuff is called on his nose.
What?
The doctor started yelling at him for like going out in the sun too much and not wearing sunscreen.
You're not part Croatian. You got to be. You're not meant for the sun like that. You're Irish.
You're up there in them UK islands. You don't need to be out in the sun like that.
The Welsh side of you you need to be inside,
or at least cover that nose. Just wear a hat.
All right. Well, let's not make fun of Dad. Once again, new news brought to you by American Express. Well, let's keep this thing moving into some bold topics to wrap up the divisional weekend that we just experienced. And I think we should do it with a friend.
Love that idea.
A fellow tight end you.
We need the expert of experts.
He's the only expert that I trust with anything in life.
I'm sorry to whoever's AirPods these are, because I am a waxy-eared guy. Let me tell you, you have no idea what you signed up for.
I've shared sweaty towels. I've shared a lot of things I'm not proud of. I don't think I could put another man's AirPods in my ear. Do you ever look in your case? Like, do you ever open this and...
Oh, I got to get the Q-tips. I got to clean that out, man.
It's ugly.
Get bad.
I've had to clean them.
Yeah, it's ugly. It's ugly.
I'll just toss them and buy a new pair. I'll just eat the $1,000 for a new pair and just be like, dude.
That's like ultimate rich guy move right there.
Because I'll get the haircut and then put them in, and then so then you got wax on top of hair.
It's a dangerous game.
You get some Aperol spritzes last night at the game or what?
I would hammer an Aperol Spritz right now. Can we just meet up and just get a platter of Aperol Spritzes and just hammer them?
That sounds great. I don't know if you know this, Greg, but there's another person named Greg Olsen on Twitter. And for some reason, I just was getting their stuff on my homepage. And they were sending out a lot of like dry January, like no more drinking. I was like, is Greg gone? Is he giving up the sauce? And I swear, I thought it was you for like 3 days. I was telling people, I was like, dude, I think Greg's going through some stuff. I don't really know what's happening right now.
Nice cleanse. Nice cleanse never hurt anybody.
Listen, if I was supposed to do dry January, that lasted 25 minutes.
All righty. Stop wasting Greg's time.
Thank you for the time, big guy. This has been a long time coming, man. Oh,
Very
God.
I've never been more honored.
G-Rag on here, man.
Appreciate you guys having me on. I feel like this has been a long time coming. This is a career highlight.
Dude.
Every time you guys release like your new episode and I see who you chose over me,
Stop.
it hurts the soul just a little bit.
Dude, stop it.
We've been trying to get you on for years. You've been ducking
You're a
us.
busy man. You're a
That's
busy man.
not true at all.
All the weekend ball coaching that you do.
True.
Just you're a tied up individual, man. And I'm just so glad that we finally freed you up here for a little divisional football talk.
It's the least I can do.
All right, I'm going to do this intro, and we'll get to this very unserious discussion between three slapdicks. Sound good?
Sounds right up my alley.
Let's do this.
All righty, we got a very special guest to help us wrap up the divisional round weekend. That's right. Our guest today is the 6'5" tight end out of the University of Miami. He's the first round pick in the 2007 draft. He played 14 seasons in the NFL, 3-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, first tight end in NFL history to record 3 consecutive seasons with at least 1,000 yards receiving. He's a founding member of Tight End U, and he is also a 2-time Emmy-winning broadcaster for Fox Sports. Please give us a giant welcome, 92%ers, to the best tight end on this podcast right now, Mr. Greg Olsen!
Listen, I've been a part of some cool shit in my day. I've watched you do intros over a lot of episodes on this pod for a lot of really famous people. And I'm not going to lie, I've laid in bed at night being like, I wonder what my intro would be. I wonder the energy. Is it the same when you introduce The Rock as it is when you introduce me?
Know it,
and
baby. Even more.
I have to say, everything that I dreamed of it being, it was better. It was better.
Let's go!
Especially a guy in a cowboy hat in a saloon.
He's in character right now.
A bit out of place right now.
No, dude, you're right where you need to be.
You do a great monologue. You do a great open, dude.
Dude, it's
I'm
the
trying.
best.
Hey,
it's the best.
listen.
You did black out, though. You
transition.
forgot to mention that he's the head coach of the undefeated Charlotte Christian Middle School football team, baby.
Thank you,
Let's
Travis.
go, boys. Let's go, boys.
Boys, now you know you've made it in life. You want to do something cool? Go coach middle school football.
Let's go.
That's how you know you've made it.
Honestly, what is it like coaching middle school football?
It's amazing. It is of all the shit that we do, it's probably like what I enjoy the most, right? So what's cool about the age group is, so it's at the kids' school, like Trav said, Charlotte Christian. It's a K through 12 school here in Charlotte. They've got a good program. So me, Luke Keekley, Jonathan Stewart, and my dad, we've coached it the last couple of years. Stu's kids go there. My kids go there. Luke has no kids. He's just been coaching with me for years when my 2 boys were little. So we've been doing it over there. And what's cool is, unlike the other sports, a lot of kids nowadays aren't playing football until middle school, right? The days of growing up in 1st, 2nd grade.
Nope.
So when we have these kids show up to our first practices in the summer, I mean, we joke that we like coach lunch. Like, we got to teach them how to buckle their shoulder pads. We got to teach them, you got kids, they're like strangling themselves.
Are you kidding me?
They can't buckle their helmets. Now they got those like now the new fancy helmets, they have like the ratchet straps.
Yeah, so
they're
it's
like
a lot easier.
stuck in their helmet. They can't get their helmets off. So like it's amazing where we start.
I can't see with this thing on.
It's literally, we are the little giants. And, so a lot of the kids, I would say well more than half, have never played football. They might have played a little flag, a little 7 and then by the end of the year, after a long time, all summer, all fall, a lot of workouts and a lot of training, like what we're able to do with these, call it 13 to 15-year-old boys is, man, it's just such a great age. They take it all in. They want to be coached. They want to be pushed. It's everything you guys remember. Like, it's the most wholesome version of football you can imagine. And We live for it, man. We love it.
Man, you got 3 all-pros on your coaching staff. That is
How
insane.
lucky are these freaking kids? Oh, my
Dude,
gosh.
The parents in the school districts that you guys are playing gotta be like, this is unfair. You can't do this.
We get after it pretty good. Yeah, we always joke with Stu. So he's done this for the last 2 years. And, at the young age, your really good players are your running backs. Right. So we joke, like, how nice is it for Stu? Like, you just get to walk in and you just get to coach like the best 3 athletes in the school that are like, you just give them the ball every time, but yeah. And then Luke's out there teaching guys like gap fits and how we set the front and cover. I mean,
Love that.
it's cool. And my dad, who's out there, he's 73 years old. He was me and my brother's high school football coach. He's the youngest 73-year-old you've ever met. He was a 40-year high school football coach. Me and my brothers all played for him back home. So we
lean on him, man.
Amazing.
That's so much fucking fun.
It's amazing.
That's awesome, man.
Me and Jason, we talk about this with our really more so with our college buddies than anybody else, but we talk about it all the time. And like one day just getting into like a middle school, high school coaching deal. And it's just the fact that you got to do it with the guys you played with too, man. And your father, that's got to be so epic, man.
Do it. If you guys get a chance to do it, I promise, like, of all the cool shit that you get to do and the experiences and all that, like, the purpose and the connection and seeing these young boys, like, grow up in front of your eyes and, like, the light go off, it's pretty special. And, like, we can't wait. We'll start here after spring sports end and we'll get back ripping into the summers and everything. But it's everything you think it is. It's even better.
I love it, man.
That's awesome. Do you find that former tight ends and linebackers make the best coaches? Because you guys kind of got to know everything on both sides of the ball.
I talk about, because people ask me that a lot about like the TV stuff, right? So like, I think what's unique about tight end and even what you guys did with the offensive line, I just think back to when I played, we sat in on so many different meetings, right? I would sit in I started every single day for 9 years in Carolina in the offensive line room. When the special teams guys were doing their meeting, I was in there with the offensive line and was in their run game installs, all their pass pro meetings, all their stuff with our offensive line coach, John Matsko. So that's where I started my day. And then I would jump out of that and go into the offensive pass game install and then sit through hot reads and coverages and pass game. So the point of saying all that, like now as I find myself doing the TV or even just coaching middle school kids, I spend every waking second with the offense and the defensive line. I do very little in the pass game. We're blocking. We're taking angles, step, footwork, splits, stance, combination blocks, double teams, angles. Like, and it's just the perspective that I was around.
Jason
Not that was
right now.
I certainly didn't make a living on double team blocks, but I've heard and watched a lot of really. I've coached enough, right? I watched Ryan Khalil. I watched him back block on counter. I watched how they taught guards to make sure you're going into the line of scrimmage to get on kick. Like I was around it, experienced it. And you want to have a good middle school football team, have a good offensive line. You have a good offensive line, you're going to dominate people because nobody can block.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, it's also hard to have like a high-powered passing attack in middle school.
Well, pass protection's a bitch.
Yeah, pass protection is rough.
We're not sorting anybody on the backside 4 week. We're not sliding the protection. Okay. It's a lot of like play action, bootleg, move the pocket. We're, and anything you do from the pocket is, we're gap protection. Everyone's got your inside gap. Back's got the edges. We're building a wall. And if the quarterback doesn't throw it to the first or second guy,
we got a 3-step drop. There is no progression here. That's too far, man.
But it's cool. And I'm sure you guys like everything about my career. I enjoy so much of the stuff that I didn't necessarily do personally, but I was exposed to. I use more of that knowledge, like now secondhand, passively into my career and also just into my coaching more so than teaching a tight end how to run a stick route. Like it doesn't really come up as much.
Doggone.
Makes sense.
I love it, man. Well, good luck to the boys this year.
Appreciate you.
Still middle school, right?
Yeah, I got one more year. My seventh grade, your boy TJ, my seventh grader.
Let's go.
He's got one more
tight end, baby. Let's go, Teach.
Fellow tight end. He's getting big now. He's getting tall. He's long.
There we go.
He wears 87. I'm like, what the fuck?
Why would you wear that number?
Sometimes that's the only number there that makes sense, Jason.
Yeah.
Just saying.
I get it.
All right, here we go, baby. How we feeling after the Natty, man? Miami obviously they weren't able to pull it off, but it was a fun game to watch and follow along to, man. Indiana they just had it rolling this year, man.
Yeah, I mean, I think what was so cool. It was a clean game, right? There wasn't a lot of controversy. Obviously the last pick by Carson Beck was the only turnover. Like, it was a good, clean football game. Our offense really struggled in the first half, came to life there in the second, and then the game kind of flipped. Our offense came to life. We were going up and down the field. Passing game started clicking, and we scored multiple, back-to-back possessions there at the end, and we just couldn't get a stop.
Yeah.
Right? The 2 fourth downs were throwing back shoulder fades, and of course the fourth down quarterback draw was a hell of a play by Mendoza. So, it sucked pulling out of there. My wife and I both went to Miami. Our family members went to Miami. Like, we're Miami through and through. And pulling out of the stadium and being on a flight full of Indiana fans this morning, leaving Lauderdale was not the best feeling. But I'll tell you what, Mario Cristobal, man, he's a stud. He was my tight end coach in college, actually. And
really?
Oh, wow.
Now, obviously, so he recruited me when he was at Rutgers early on in his career, eventually became the tight end coach in Miami at the end of my career for a couple of years, and then went off to FIU and went off and did his head coaching stuff. So the fact that he's back home, has them back on the national stage, would have been a storybook ending for him to win. Miami guy, grew up there at home, but wasn't meant to be. The other Miami guy, Mendoza, he got the storybook ending, but tough one to walk out of. But man, what a moment. So cool. Connect with all former players, connect with guys I went to school with, and just kind of rally around a school that we all take a lot of pride in.
Hell yeah, man.
That's awesome, man.
So what was your freshman year? What year was it?
Yeah, so I was 03, so I got there in the fall of 03. Yeah, so we were on the heels. So my junior year in high school, we beat Nebraska. My senior year in high school, we lost to Ohio State. So then I was my freshman year. We went to the Orange Bowl. It was like the BCS and all that back then. So we didn't play. We never played for a national title when I was there. We played in the BCS Bowl my freshman year. I was a red shirt. I was scout team. But I'm breaking the huddle on the scout team, and the scout team defense is Sean Taylor and Antrell Roll and Vince Wilfork and Jonathan Vilma and DJ Williams and Kelly Jennings. I mean, there was like 7 first-round picks just on defense.
You're looking at a safety literally the same size as you.
Trav, if you would have seen Sean Taylor,
holy shit,
like live and in person,
dude, no way.
Now, mind you, I came from North Jersey. Like, we played high school football, but back then, like, you never played football outside of your little bubble.
Right.
So I went to like a summer camp here and there, but it was no pads, and it just wasn't like kids are exposed to now, where every kid in California, every kid in Ohio, every kid in Florida. It wasn't the case back then. So I show up, man, and I'm a 225-pound, 18-year-old freshman, and Sean Taylor, he looked like he was 6'8",
dude,
and he's got the rainbow visor. And
the tape on the face mask, it, man.
I was like, what am I? Yeah, the tape on the bars. I'm like, what am I doing here? This is so stupid. Why am I here?
That's so crazy.
It was awesome and just a great part of my life. And to see them back now and the guys feel prideful again and the country kind of take notice of them, it's been fun.
That's awesome.
Hell yeah, man.
I don't think kids now have no idea. Like, they weren't around when it was happening, but like the Miami, like, it wasn't even just that they were good. It was that they were, they're 30 for 30 on and says it so perfectly from back in the day too, but the like swagger and it was like the bravado that Miami had. It was on top of all that other stuff. So college football is just better when Miami is balling out. So
I agree. Well, I'm glad you guys feel that way, because our Miami guys are a little obnoxious, like they walk around and, they, especially probably of the last like 20 years, we didn't accomplish shit. Like, we all were in Miami, but we didn't actually like win anything worth meaning, but like we still acted like we did.
Yeah, but
baby.
I think that Miami though, it feels like, there's a confident like swagger to it, but it doesn't feel like conceited, kind of like arrogant, like pompous. You know what I mean? Like that, those are the type of ones that you really get upset with. Like Miami's like a bunch of dogs that are just like achieving their dreams and love playing the game. That's kind of the vibe I always got.
Yeah. That's
you know what I mean? There's like a little bit of a difference.
Doubt. The thing about Miami guys is the high energy and the things they say, but they were like, you said it, like they were dogs, man. Like they were the hardest working guys in college, the hardest working guys in the league. Like everybody that came out of Miami, everybody that I played with in the NFL, Miami guys you never had to worry about like their work ethic, how hard they competed, their toughness.
Yes.
Like, and I think that's why they always had the respect of their teammates and the respect of everybody around them.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Thank you to our sponsor, Reese's Oreo Cups.
Oh, yeah. Reese's Cups with Oreo cookie crumbs. It's what we've been asking for.
That's what we've been asking for. It's what everybody's been asking for.
How about it, man? Seriously, can anyone name a more legendary snack than Reese's and Oreo?
Probably
You
not.
put them together and it's like, it's perfection.
I don't think I can name a better one. I mean, I eat a lot of snacks too. I consider myself
Dude.
a snack expert.
I am a snack, candy, cookie expert, and nothing fucking compares.
Nothing is beating Reese's Cups with Oreos.
Get your Reese's Oreo Cups today wherever candy is sold.
Reese's Oreo Cup, the cookie crumbs, the ultimate snacking legend. Thank you to our partner, American Express.
If there's one thing that can get us through long winters, it's a good, hearty meal with good company.
Yeah, there's really nothing like it. And, when you can be rewarded for those meals, it's unbeatable.
When you use the newly enhanced American Express Platinum Card, you get access to dining benefits at over 10,000 U.S. Resi restaurants.
That means when you enroll, you can get up to $100 back every 3 months on eligible Resi purchases at Resi restaurants.
With these dining benefits, premium travel perks, entertainment options, and award-winning American Express service, well, you know what they say.
There's nothing like Platinum. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/withplatinum. Thank you to our partner, Adobe Acrobat Studio.
How about it? Acrobat has been reimagined with brand new features like PDF spaces to help you be way more productive in way less time.
That's right. Meetings, projects, maybe even a podcast prep can all be streamlined with this tool.
All right. Now, Brandon, can you give us a hand here in showing the good people of the 92% community how to use these incredible new features?
92%ers, you might not believe it, but prepping this podcast does in fact take time. Every weekend, we've got hours of highlights and game notes to go through from every game over the weekend and across the internet. And between group chats, Slacks, different kinds of docs, Jake just texted me random stuff on the side about the Jets that I don't care about. It takes a lot to coordinate all this, right? But with PDF spaces, the New Heights team can drop files or paste text with all of our notes, links, articles, and then use the AI assistant to generate callouts for the show when recapping all the weekly NFL games to help build out the show rundown. Acrobat Spaces gives us the ability to consolidate all the content from across the internet and lets our team pick only the best stuff to keep in the show. We can drop all of our files into one PDF space and help us come up with the best stuff for the guys to talk about. It does make being an intern a lot easier.
So if you want to be like our intern and save yourself and your team a ton of time, check out Adobe Acrobat Studio at adobe.com/do-that-with-acrobat.
All right, let's talk some pro ball, man. Let's talk some divisional round from last week, man. We had some great games, and our first one I wanted to get into was this Bills-Broncos game. Right now, Bills are taking some heat, man. They fired McDivitt. Josh is taking
McDermott.
Damn it.
Do it
They
again.
fired McDermott. They fired McDermott, and
This TV shit ain't easy.
dude,
That's right.
names the worst over here, the absolute worst.
It is hard.
And by the way, I have to give you flowers from the jump. You are the best at it right now, brother. My favorite to listen to. 92%ers. I don't give a shit if you think I'm biased. This man is the best calling the games right now, and I fucking love every single game that I get to listen to.
Thanks, buddy.
I love my guy Troy at ESPN. Troy and Joe Buck are phenomenal.
Yeah, they do great.
I'm not trying to throw shade anywhere, but I will say it's pretty routinely acknowledged from players that Greg offers some of the best insight of all time calling games.
And he makes
Like,
it fun, man. It's
I
high
just think there's
energy. It's
something-
good times, baby.
Well, it's high energy, it's good times, but there's really good insight that I think you could tell. I mean, everybody's brought this up. Like, you're the son of a coach. Like, the way you think about the game is very holistic. You're very caught up with the analytics. Like, I'm not telling you anything you know, but as a player, we all just enjoy how much you put into it, and it's apparent. And it's every time I get the chance to listen to Greg Olsen, I come away learning something as a professional player that played 13 years, which I think is just awesome.
Means a lot. I appreciate that, guys. I enjoy doing it. And coming from you guys, I know you're not biased. I know it's not. I get it.
Dude,
no, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It means a lot more coming from you guys than you know. So I appreciate that.
All right, now let's get into this Bills-Broncos game right now. The Bills are taking some heat. McDermott just got canned, and Josh Allen is getting some heat for not beating the Broncos. Thoughts on the game, Greg?
Yeah, just kind of an interesting divisional weekend, right? You had 2 overtime thrillers. You had one just absolute dog of the game that got away up in Seattle. And then one kind of a clunky game with the Texans, and that game kind of got weird and whatnot. And New England played well enough, didn't necessarily play great, but just a struggle. So it was kind of a weird weekend all around. Usually the divisional round is when it gets really fun. It kind of flipped this year. The wild card weekend was incredible. I mean, every game was down to the wire for the most part. But you brought up the Bills. I hate it for McDermott. So McDermott got hired there from Carolina. He was our coordinator. We had a lot of success with him. Brandon Beane, the general manager, he was the assistant general manager. He cut his teeth here in Carolina, and McDermott brought Brandon from us to Buffalo. So to see them kind of have to start from scratch, I love McDermott. They've been there for 9 years. A lot of those coaches are guys that I played for and worked with, so you guys know it sucks to see guys lose their job in any team, right?
Yeah,
no one roots for coaches to be fired. Players especially hate it. The one thing about the league is, change is inevitable. And, you have a guy like Josh Allen and, here you are year after year, just getting right to the end and they just can't get over the hump. And then I think, a lot of people saw this opportunity with you guys, Trav, not being in it for the first time in a while. I think a lot of people saw this as Josh's opportunity to all right, get over the hump, right? No Mahomes, no Burrow, no Lamar, get those premier guys out of the way, and here's your opportunity. But, as you guys well know, it's never as simple as that. I think while Josh Allen is incredible, and I'd argue he's the best player, if not he's the top 3 player on any given year in the league. But, the roster, they got holes. They had issues. You'd have given up 30 plus on defense. And certainly he made his fair share of mistakes in that last game, but their margin for error was just so small. I think the roster was okay. I don't think it was a great roster. It was elevated by a generationally talented quarterback. And ownership just realized, hey, same old story every year, and we're going to try something different. And it sucks, but it's the nature of this business.
Well said. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the Josh Allen, I guess, noise out there. Like, everybody's crushing him. Well, not everybody. He's getting his fair share of criticism, and rightfully so. At least 2 of the turnovers are blatant mistakes, right? They shouldn't happen. But at the same time, it's hard to criticize him because the only reason that team had the season it did and got there was because of him. And there was plenty of other times that had that game go their way. And Josh made a bunch of plays in it as well. So I don't know, man. It's a hard one to say because you obviously want to hold him accountable. You want to hold McDermott accountable. But again, both of those guys, I don't know that either of them was the reason that they haven't accomplished it yet. It feels like they've always been missing pieces here or there. That offense, you take away Josh Allen, they're outside of James Cook, who really stresses the defense that much, right? The offensive line is great. They have a great run game, and Josh just makes tons of plays. But it's a tricky one for sure. I don't know. Where do you sit with, I guess, Josh's performance? How would you go about grading that as an analyst?
Yeah. So I think what you have to be careful is just saying your performance in this one given moment. How did you play in the divisional round? I think there's a lot of examples. I mean, we can go back just this year, in just the last couple of weeks of playoff games where, would you say Drake May had his best game in the postseason? He hasn't probably played his best, but CJ Stroud turned the ball over 15 times, it felt like, and they win, so he gets another crack at it. And Stafford certainly hasn't been as good in the postseason. He's going to be the MVP most likely. But, in the regular season, he was incredible. I had him in that wild card round. They almost lost to Carolina. He made some incredible plays down the stretch, but he wasn't great that whole game to the standard that they've set.
You touched on, obviously, Drake May not playing as good as he would have hoped yet. CJ Stroud, I mean, we used to call that being in the Matrix, right? You don't know what's up, what's down. You are just rattled. What, if you're out there, you're a teammate, what are you saying to this guy to try and weather this? Or as a coach even, how do you get somebody kind of out of that and back into a rhythm?
Yeah, so I think, twofold. It's a great question, right? Because watching it just as a fan, and I like CJ. He's a great kid. I've always enjoyed the time I've been around him.
Sure.
Have a lot of respect for him, and obviously super talented. To watch a guy at any position, but especially the quarterback, clearly out of sorts. And the ball coming out of his hand, the weather clearly affected him. Then it starts getting mental that every ball he threw was like a hope and a prayer. And it just kind of spiraled away on him, especially there in the first half. It just kills you. Like, you never want to see someone struggle like that. So I think in the moment, there's one way to handle it, right? There's, the coaches need to do a good job with play calling and play sequencing and giving them easy completions. As teammates, make a play for him, make a contested catch, right? Give him more time if you're pass protecting, or, we got to get open quicker and separate and give him an easy target. So I think there's things you can do on the field. Then there's the sideline interaction. Obviously you want to be positive. You want to be encouraging. You want to try to keep them going. So in the game, I think there's a lot of people, coaches, players, teammates, that can do a lot to try to unburden him, like take some of the load off of his back, because obviously he's feeling it pile on. And then I think even more importantly, like, how do they handle it now, right? So the game's over. They lost. The season's done. They have a lot of their future tied to him being their quarterback for the next 10 years. How does the organization, how does D'Amico Ryans, how does the ownership and front office, how do they handle him, right? You can't just say, hey, don't worry about it. Go on vacation. We'll see you next week. But you also can't crush him. So I think it's going to be a very delicate balance, and they're going to have to go about that in the right way, because holding a guy accountable and not crushing his spirit, who's the future, as we all know, is a very fine line. And if they don't straddle it the right way and it goes too far other end, they jeopardize a lot of their future.
It's tough, man.
Absolutely.
People are also saying it's tough as officiating a catch, because the Bills fans and really the uproar of the entire this divisional round, from what I caught on the aftermath, was, the catch in the Bills game versus the catch in the Rams game between Devontae. But this Bills, the deep throw to Brandon Cooks, how did you see it? Did they get it right from your view?
I think they did. I think because the catch was going to the ground, he's not down by contact until the fall through the ground is completed. So I get the frustration. If I was the offensive player, if I was on the Bills, I would have been fighting my ass off too. Right. But when you take a step back and you just evaluate, now we can debate whether that rule is sound. We can debate whether the catch rules are clear or not. And that's a legitimate debate that needs to be had. But as it's currently written, while the process was clunky and bad communication and poorly handled and all that taken away, it was a correct call in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Joe Burrow agreed. He said the amount of people that don't understand what a catch is in the rule book flabbergasts me. And it's not on
Joe came out of retirement. He hadn't tweeted in 2 years.
I don't think I've seen him say anything ever. So,
all of a sudden, Joe was so fired up over going to the ground reception, it got him out of hibernation.
Listen, if you're going to watch the game, you got to know the rules, and I'm flabbergasted if you don't.
Flabbergasted. And what a great word.
I love it. I don't even care what he said to the world. I'm just glad he used the word flabbergast.
Totally.
Greg, you're the Bills GM. You know Bean. What do you think this team needs from coaching, player, all of it?
It's a great question, and I was talking to a buddy about it this morning. And if I'm Brandon Beane and I'm ownership and I have the magic wand, I think there's a lot of Buffalo Bills fans right now that are saying, "Wait a minute, we just went from decades of irrelevance to 9 really good years." And again, never made it to a Super Bowl, but like we put the Buffalo Bills on the map more than they had in decades prior to McDermott getting there.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this saying, okay, everyone wants to make change, but how often do we see change and the guy making and the new guy not being as good as the old guy, right? We're trying to replace 10 NFL coaches right now. Can we all sit here and say these 10 coaches are going to be better than the guys they replace? Odds tell us they're not. Odds tell us it's not how it works. So
especially not the first year. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Now the advantage you get is you get to inherit Josh Allen, who makes a little of these margins a little bit wider.
Yeah.
But if I'm them, I think I'm getting away from defense. I don't think I can sell to my fans, even if it's the right move. I don't think I can sell to fans and to ownership. We're going to replace a very successful defensive-minded coach and just replace him with another defensive-minded coach. So my gut is I think they go the offensive route. I think the pendulum swings to the other side. do they just promote Joe Brady, who has a really good relationship with Josh Allen? And again, I'm speculating, but like, do they go with Joe and say, you know what, let's focus there. Let's stay consistent on the offensive side of the ball. Let's not worry about replacing that play caller over years. And then we can go out and get one of these defensive coordinators, who's a former head coach, right? So you get Jonathan Gannon, the Vic Fangios of the world, right? Who you get them and you just say, lock them in the room and you have the defense and we don't have to worry about it for a long time. So those guys are all over the place. Typically there's more defensive guys that are available than offensive guys at that level. So that's what I would do, right? Do they bring back Dable? Do they bring, do they promote Joe Brady? I think it's going to be an offensive guy. I just think for a lot of reasons, for Josh, for getting that offensive pass game and everything organized consistently over time. And also more so than anything else, just sell it to the fan base. Yeah. I think that's a big part of this.
Well, speaking of the fan base has been floating out a guy who's been undefeated in years past. You know Brandon Beane from your time in Carolina, like Jason said. I think your name has been floated out there. Would you consider being an NFL coach?
It all depends on what my future looks like on New Heights. Like if this is going to be recurring, I think if this is going to be recurring and this is something that I can't make my schedule. Apparently you guys couldn't get a hold of me for all these years. Apparently I was so hard to get a hold of that I don't want to cloudy and muddy my schedule up to not be available. So we'll talk offline about what my future looks like here with you guys. But in all seriousness, I've had coaches, never to be a head coach, but I've had head coaches, text me or call me and say, "Hey, would you ever consider if we had a spot?" And I've always, you're always flattered and you're always, it's nice. I'm not sure right now now you told me I could be the head coach. That's a different story.
All right, man.
But, now we're entering into a new world. But, the idea of coaching is something I love. The idea of, as fun as TV is, and I love it, and my plan is to do this for 30 years. We'll see what you guys know, and Jason, you're going through it right now. Like, as fun as game day is in the booth and on set and in the studio, it's just different. Not like you're watching these guys prepare for the game. You're watching warm-ups. You're watching the thrill of victory, the agony of these bone-crushing losses, the locker room, the guys, the relationships, the hard times. Like, you're never going to fill that. Like, that never gets filled. What we do in TV is really close to it from like a competitive and like you're in the juice. Coaching's probably a little bit closer to the action. You're like truly living and dying because you are impacting the game. That appeals to me. I love that competitive element of it. If by some randomness I was ever considered for a job, it's something I would definitely consider, but I don't sit here right now pursuing that. It's not something I picture myself doing at any higher level than I'm doing it right now with 14-year-old kids. But I like doing the TV stuff. It keeps me involved in the game a lot, and I get my competitive coaching fix yelling at younger kids. I don't want to get in there and have to start yelling at Trav. What the hell am I going to say?
Dude, fuck,
what am I going to say?
Hard, Greg. You got to coach me hard, man.
Just keep getting open and throw him the ball. Make this shit too hard. Hey, you see that guy right there? He's going to be open. Throw it to him. Deal.
Well, everybody sees how good of a coach you could possibly be. That's why we had to ask. But if there was an opportunity, I'll ask this. Among all the open head coaching jobs right now, which one is the most appealing if you are looking to be a head coach?
That's a great question. So I think right now Buffalo is very appealing because every coach wants a quarterback, right? Yeah. Every coach feels it's the hardest position to get. And if I have one, now I can put all of my focus everywhere else. If you inherit one of these jobs and you have to and most likely these jobs, a lot of them are open because the teams weren't very good. A lot of them, generally speaking, you're trying to find the quarterback and build your staff and build the roster and it's so hard. Yeah. So, you walk into Buffalo, you say, okay, that box is checked for eternity. I can put all of my time and effort into everything else. How do I shore up my defense, my O-line, whatnot. So Buffalo feels like the best job just from that standpoint alone.
Another one that's intriguing is Baltimore. Lamar is a fucking generational talent. He's a guy that and a lot of really, really fucking good players on that team. Obviously a unique set of like a unique skill set in terms of the type of offense that they've been running. But I think it's still it's going to be very interesting to see who lands there and how that team changes as well.
Yeah, that's a fascinating one. And again, you move off of, it goes back to our earlier question about, you make change because you're unhappy with the current status quo. And that's the ownership has the right to do that. You get rid of a guy like John Harbaugh. Are you convinced that you can replace him with a better coach? And maybe they do. And certainly we've seen it go both ways, but like, that's a tall task. That's not a given just because you make change that it's going to be changed for the better. So I agree with you. They've got some really unique pieces there on offense. Obviously, again, quarterback being checked with Lamar is a great place to start. But I'm with you, Trev. I think that's going to be fascinating to see. Do they go offense? Do they go different? Do they go back to like leader of men and kind of stay in that same Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin type vibe, which both Pittsburgh and Baltimore have been for a long time?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that's going to be very fascinating to see how ownership in the front office kind of decides to move forward there.
You got to bring in somebody with that similar toughness, man. Or I really just don't see it panning out, man. But you got to have that toughness as a coach, especially in that division with those teams.
Yeah, no doubt.
Well, if you want to be an offensive coordinator, we do have a position open in Philadelphia, Greg. We could really use your help with. We need some expertise in the building.
I love Sirianni. I actually texted him a little bit because I ran into his brother-in-law at the Miami game. So I was texting with him. We were just kind of shooting the shit a little bit. I love Sirianni. And I know he gets a lot of flack and people want to come after him. I love him. I love his energy. I love his edge. I love the way he manages the game. And I end up fighting the entire universe on behalf of him a couple weeks ago. That was a losing proposition. I don't know if you guys are familiar with social media, but
aren't those fun?
Not
those
worthwhile. I don't know if you guys are new to this. I think if I'm an offensive play caller, I'm doing everything in my power to get that job. I want to go call offensive plays in Philadelphia because you can do whatever you want.
Pick your poison, man.
That's a great job.
And when that O-line gets healthy too, holy shit.
That's a great job.
You want to get into this Nicky Foles situation now that we're talking a little Eagles offense?
Let's go, baby.
So Nick Foles offered up some advice. Obviously, Broncos losing Bo Nix going into the the biggest game of his career. Jarrett Stidham will start for the Broncos. Has not thrown a pass all season long and is in the AFC Championship against the Patriots and the Fighting Mike Vrabels, man. Nick Foles offered up some advice on social media. Note for the Broncos and their fans, I know it's been an emotional 24 hours. I feel for Bo and the team, and I'm sending prayers for a strong recovery. A positive note, though, on going into a game versus the Patriots is that they struggle against backup QBs in championship-type games.
It's an all-time tweet from Nick.
How many retweets is it up to?
That's a great question. Brandon, what are we at?
As of yesterday, it was like 20,000.
20,000?
It was at like 20,000, I think, at one point. I thought so. I might be making that up. Hold on.
It's got to be something ridiculous.
Maybe I made that up. Hold on.
No, 23K with 17 million views and 200,000 fucking likes.
Deservedly so.
You talk about using social media with a great kind of as a craft. That was a really well-worded, well-timed. Obviously, the internet loved it. And super relevant because
stay positive, boys.
Jace, anything's possible, brother. I mean, Wentz was going to be the MVP. You guys replaced potentially the MVP of the league that year and won the Super Bowl.
Tricky Nicky Foles, man.
It was wild, and I still remember Wentz went down, and I still remember you could hear a pin drop in the locker room. Like we knew his ACL was torn in the locker room after the game. We were like, dude, what is going to happen? How are we going to overcome this? We just lost our starting quarterback, and thankfully Malcolm Jenkins was up as hey. We still got a great team, man. Nick Foles has played a lot of football here. We had all played with him under Chip, so we kind of had a lot of familiarity and confidence with Nick. And it took us a couple games. That's the one thing that Stidham doesn't have. Like we got the rest of the rest of the season and kind of warmed into that role. It's going to be interesting. I mean, Sean Payton is one of the all-time schemers, and he was in his bag this last week against the Bills. Like we had a thick six, freaking had a bootleg throwback at the end of the half. Like he was dialing them up in that game as well. So it'll be interesting to see what he kind of has suited this coming week against the Patriots. I don't really know. I'm I want to see Stidham play well. Are you familiar with Stidham at all?
Yeah, I mean, I know him enough. He came out, got drafted by the Patriots, oddly enough.
Yeah.
But again, just hasn't played a ton. Obviously, hasn't thrown a pass this season. So just not a ton of experience. I do know, just from talking to people around there, that Sean Payton does have a lot of confidence in him. Like, he views him as like a sleeper backup. But, and again, this isn't a knock on him, but what you said is exactly right. He has no runway, right? There's no like, hey, give him a couple weeks, he'll find his footing. There's no best of 7 series. He doesn't get to come back on Monday and play again. Like, this is it. And you're playing against, one of the top teams in the league, arguably the best story in football, and Drake, who's going to be up for, in the running with Stafford and MVP. So tall task. You get it at home, which is certainly helpful. And, but yeah, it's a tough, just could you imagine, you went through it, but could you imagine you just win an overtime football game in the playoffs to go to the AFC Championship? And you're walking off, you're loving life, your quarterback's doing a press conference, sideline hit, all this, and you walk into the locker room, and I don't even think 30 minutes had passed before Sean Payton broke the news in the press conference. Not only that he broke his ankle, that he was done for the season. Like, he didn't say we're going to reevaluate tomorrow. Like, typically, he's done.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the mixed emotions? It's everything you said you went through with Wentz to Foles, but 6 days before the NFC Championship. In this case, the AFC Championship. Like, I cannot imagine what their day was like the next day, waking up and having to piece it together.
Right. Absolutely. It was wild.
Stidham has some live bullets, though. Like, he's played some ball in the National Football League, so I don't think he cones in there with just absolutely, no confidence. Obviously, he's got a great team around him. He's got Sean Payton dialing those things up for him. I think it'll actually be better than what people are assuming. Obviously, Bo Nix is an unbelievable talent. What he can do with his feet, his arms outside of the pocket, he's more of a gamer. And in the fourth quarter, he does have that ability to just make the fucking crazy ass play, or make the big play, the game changing play. And Stidham definitely is going to have to come in and show us that he's ready for that moment. But I think it's going to be closer and just a better game than kind of how it feels, knowing that one of the best players in the league isn't going to be playing.
Who do we think is going to take the NFC? Let's switch conferences. We had one amazing game in the Rams versus the Bears, and then one just complete blowout with Seattle. How do you see that shaking out? Because Seattle just looks like unbeatable on defense. The way they swarm to the ball, they're good at every level. It's absurd.
Yeah, Seattle's defense is incredible. And, I'd say probably the back half of the season, I was fortunate to have a couple Seattle games, couple Rams games, had the Rams first round of the playoffs. So, we had enough time kind of taking them in and kind of getting a picture of what they look like. And I thought going into the playoffs, the Rams and the Seahawks were the best two teams in either side, in either the AFC or the NFC side of the playoffs. I think they were the most balanced. I think they had the quarterback play, the offense's ability to score points, and then obviously being very good on defense. That Seattle defense, to me, is how every defense in the league would want to be created, right? They're little. They manage the game up front. They're going to play with 5 or 6 DBs the entire game. They've got a lot of positionless hybrid type second and third level players. They keep a lid on it. They play fast. They play in space. But then you still can't run the ball. Like you're saying, we got all these light boxes and they're in nickel, they're in dime. We're just going to beat them up. And you can't gain a yard. They're really physical up front. They've got good run and chase players at the second level. And I think Mike McDonald's is the defensive equivalent of McVay on offense. So
yeah,
I think Seattle's probably the most well-rounded team in the league. I felt that way kind of down the stretch. I feel even more so about that going into this weekend's game. I love McVay. I think McVay is very unique. I think he's incredible. Stafford's probably going to be the MVP. Of all the NFC matchups, it's probably the best matchup. If you could have picked before the playoffs, all right, who do we want playing in Seattle?
100%, yeah.
I think the last time they played, it was damn fireworks. It was incredible. So that's the game I'm most looking forward to. And I think it's clearly the best two teams for sure in the NFC. But if not, I think in a lot of ways they're the best two teams in the entire playoffs.
I'm right there with you. Obviously, Seattle, we just talked about that defense, how they fly around, the energy that team plays with.
Yeah.
It feels like they got a lot of young guys that just love to fucking play ball, and they have this camaraderie. And those teams with the juice, man, it's it just feels like those teams find ways to win at the end. And it goes back to what you were saying, how the Rams and Seahawks played their last game was a fucking insane, crazy ending to the game. And you could just see it was like stars were coming out of both of this Seattle team of like when they made plays. AJ Barner, our tight end, our fellow tight end in over there in Seattle, man. One of my favorite guys, a young guy, a swag champ kind of guy that just come out, kind of like brings everyone together. They have guys like that on the offensive side, defensive side. And I just think that team right now is going to be so fucking difficult to beat, especially when you got Walker running for how aggressive and hitting the second level with speed, man. That's going to be a fucking tough team to beat. And the Rams snuck by the Bears, dude. That game was a fun game to watch in old Soldier Field, baby. A familiar place that you know, Greg. And when that place is fucking rocking, man, it is a different type of energy, man. I got to see one of Jason's games, the double doink, man. Shout out to Nags, love Nags. But I got to see the double doink when Jason was playing over there in Chicago. And it's a different type of atmosphere when the Bears are fucking in it, man. When the Bears have a fucking chance, and right now they have one of the best and most exciting quarterbacks in the league, young, and you're starting to see these unbelievable plays kind of unfold. His ability to make this magic that he had in college is starting to get comfortable in the NFL, and he's starting to make these crazy plays. That fourth down and forever throwing it to our guy Cole Kmet, man. Shout out to tight ends everywhere right now making plays. Cole Kmet, man, that was one of the craziest fucking plays I've ever seen in my life, and I still get chills watching all the different camera angles from the stands. And I'm just happy for Chicago to finally get something that they can go out there and fucking cheer for, man.
I'm not sure if there's a cooler city in the country when their team is good than Chicago. And I was fortunate. I got there when I got drafted there, it was on right off their Super Bowl loss. They lost to Indianapolis. A couple months later, I got drafted there. It took us a couple years. We didn't make the playoffs. And my fourth year, we made the playoffs. We ended up hosting the Packers in the NFC Championship game. It turned out to be my last game. I got traded that next offseason to Carolina. But man, I got to see it firsthand. You know, it's snowing, the crowd, the city, the stadium is in the heart of the city, which is very unique. And, you know, you don't see that a lot anymore with where they're built. It's a city that just loves their sports. They love the Bears. They've had a history of all, you know, between the Cubs and the White Sox and the Bulls and the Blackhawks. They've had a lot of success, but man, they want the Bears to win again. It is a Bears city, and football rules is right. So it was cool. I mean, watching that game in the snow, Caleb backpedaling, throwing a 17-yard pass, 50 yards in the air. It felt like that ball was in the air for 3 days. And when he threw it, everyone was like, oh my God, that's what the end of the season came down to. It was like a punt. And then sure as shit, Cole Kmet's wide open.
Right in the old bread basket.
Man, I thought they were going to go for two. Ben Johnson had been so aggressive in the playoffs, going for it on fourth down, did it against Green Bay in the wild card round, going for it on fourth, continuing to push the envelope, and then had a chance there. I thought he was going to go for two, elected to go to overtime. And with these new overtime rules, and you know, you can debate how you handle it, but man, that was a heartbreaking way for Chicago's season. But the Rams have won both games that way. You know, I was there in Carolina calling that game when it looked like Carolina took the lead with 2 minutes, and they looked like they were going to win. And Stafford makes plays, and you know, McVay pulls plays out of his ass and puts it all together where they have to. He's so talented and so unique. But man, tight ends, but you're right. Tight ends all over the world. There's a lot going on here. Tight ends galore. What the Rams are doing with their dudes. It's a fun time to be an NFL fan. It's a fun time to just sit back as just a casual observer and just take in exciting. I wouldn't say good football. There's a lot of bad football going on, but man, it is fun football. And these last couple weeks of the playoffs have been awesome.
Get me fired up for this round, baby. Let's fucking go. Yeah, so we got Rams, Seahawks. We talked about it a little bit, but it just feels like that's going to be the game that you know, the team that goes on is going to win the Super Bowl, man. It just feels like both those teams, the Rams having that veteran presence that we've done it before. We've got the guys. And then the Seahawks of like this new magic and Sam Darnold playing his tail off and the run game and the excitement and the juice. It just feels like right now the NFC is cooking, man.
That's kind of how I view it. And I think it does run. And then obviously it complicates things now with Denver's chances and all the stuff we've talked about. So fascinating Final Four. Maybe not the Final Four everyone would have imagined for sure when the season started, but maybe not even down the last couple of weeks. So that's what makes the NFL king. And one game series, man, are so challenging. And you guys have been on the good and the bad. I've been on more of the bad than the good come postseason. But those one game series, man, they'll get you.
They will, man. That's what makes football the fucking best, baby. A little championship weekend.
Thank you to our partner, Expedia.
When we travel, we like to keep things simple.
And Expedia is an all-in-one travel shop when planning trips. That's right. Flights, hotels, vacation rentals, cars, all the activities. It's right there.
Come on now. Maybe Expedia is the only way you need to travel. It handles everything that you need in terms of entertainment, fun, travel, stay. I mean, you name it, man. It's got it all covered. And when you're doing big family trips or trips with the fellas or the ladies, it gets complicated fast. I mean, different people, different schedules, different opinions.
With Expedia, you can book however you want, lock everything in all at once, or book it piece by piece. Flights first, then the house, then the cars.
That way you can wait to figure out who's actually coming and still know you're saving.
That last part is important. Very important.
Yes, and when you bundle Expedia, you can save up to 30%. That's right. That's insane amount of percentage right there. When you're booking for a whole crew, that really adds up.
Yeah, it just makes sense. One place, everything you need. Yep, no bouncing between apps. All right there.
Expedia, the one place you go to go places.
Thank you to our partner, Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's. I'll tell you what, man, back in the day, and when I say back in the day, just like a decade ago when I was in college, when I used to drive to Ohio State or around Columbus, I would go through the Columbus drive-through at Raising Cane's every single time.
It's dedication, Trev. And it makes sense because that cane sauce is unmatched. And don't even get me started on that Texas toast.
All right now.
Yeah, and now they have over 900 restaurants, so you no longer have to make the long drive over to Columbus.
Damn straight I do not. It's right down the street. Jason, what's your go-to order at Cane's?
Chicken fingers.
I love it, man. That's my favorite order too, Jason. But we got to give a shout out to the owner and founder, Todd Graves, man. Such a good dude.
Don't wait another day to try the best chicken fingers in the game. Raising Cane's is waiting for you. Thank you to our sponsor, Allstate.
Checking Allstate first could save you hundreds on car insurance. That's smart. Not checking the car lights are off before heading in for the night. Not smart. That's going to hurt in the morning.
Yeah, nothing says good morning like a dead battery.
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first for a quote that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
All right now. All right, well, that wraps up Bold Topics. Let's get into our last segment, Greg. We appreciate you, your time and all the fun and all the great insights you always have. But let's get to this last segment, which is we got to ask, but you don't got to fucking answer. You can tell us fuck off if you want. But we'll shoot you with some of our best questions yet, man. Everyone's seen the viral photo of you at the McCaffrey wedding. Our intern is getting married, hopefully sometime soon. Do you have any advice for him and him alone on the 5 must-haves at a good wedding? Because it looks like you are a pro at weddings.
Number one's me. I mean, let's just be honest. I just want to be clear here. For anyone potentially getting married, there's a lot of people saying it. I don't say it, but there's a lot of people saying it. Like, if you want it to be memorable and you want there to be great energy and great camaraderie and fellowship and moments, like, I'm at the top of the list.
Send the invite, Trav.
No, listen, there's no, we don't do pity invites. There's no pressure. We don't do pity invites. Listen, you want guys that bring it and have a lot of fun and can dance with grandma or the bride or the bridesmaid or we're very, very, it's like the tight end position. We're very multiple. We're very versatile. A lot of different music. We can go Journey. We can go Rihanna. we can do a lot of different things. We can karaoke if it gets crazy. Had a lot of fun at McCaffrey's wedding, as you saw.
As you can see, yeah. A lot of good dudes there.
Oh, all time. We had a blast. It was like a reunion. All right, so 5 must-haves at a wedding from the guy's perspective, from the groom's perspective.
Yes, guys.
Yeah, so music runs the show. So I would say, number 1, don't go too long on the ceremony.
There you
right?
go.
Like, you got to do the ceremony and you got to have your moment and your love, but like, don't. Right, everyone's really excited to get to the cocktail hour.
Yep, everyone's excited.
Don't lose the energy.
Yeah, so let's find the balance between like honoring each other and getting this thing started off the right way, but also realizing why everybody came. So let's not go too long on the ceremony. Number 2, like cocktail hour's got to be incredible. While bride and groom, while you guys are off taking pictures and doing your thing, like we need to have great cocktails. We need to have great finger foods. Everyone's hungry, right? I want a little sushi. I want a little shrimp cocktail.
Nice.
I want like really good little like finger crab cakes. I think cocktail hour really sets the tone. The music, I think you can go either way. I've seen great, like big bands that can play anything, multiple different singers, and it's awesome. DJs can also work great. Music is critical. You got to keep people out there. You got to keep people engaged on the dance floor. I don't even know how many things I just gave. Was that 3?
That's 4. Give us one more.
That's 4. All right, so one more. Yeah, and this sounds cheesy, but like you just got to have your people there, right? Like you got to have your people that you want to share this moment with, because you're going to wake up the next morning for breakfast and meet your family and friends, and you're going to reminisce. It's like college, right? You wake up after the night before. The best part was talking about the night before and rehashing all the moments and all that. So you want to make sure you have your people there that mean a lot to you, that you want to share hopefully the best day of your life with, and be able to live. Oh, and film it. I regret not filming my wedding. We did a photographer, no videographer. And I regret it. I would love to be able to show my kids, my wife and I's wedding. We only have photos. Big regret. So I'm actually going to move that. Like, besides me, I'm going to move that like way up the list. Way up the list. Get that shit on video.
There we go. Take notes, Brandon. All right. Who was the more eccentric quarterback? Jay Cutler or Cam Newton?
Oh, wow. That's a great question. So my understanding of what that word, of what like eccentric means, I'd say Cam.
Yeah.
Jay wasn't necessarily eccentric as much as he was just Jay, right? Like Jay had and the one thing about Jay is he was pretty consistent. Like you knew what you were going to get. He was a good teammate. He worked hard. He was tough. I always had a great relationship with Jay. Not everyone did. He wasn't for everyone. The personality, there was a little abrasive. Me and Jay always had a great relationship. He was always great to me and my family. We had a lot of good moments together in our short time, the couple years that we played before I got traded. So I had nothing but good things to say about Jay in a lot of ways. Cam was Cam. I mean, you see it now, right? You turn on First Take and he's got the gear and the hats. He's always had his little flair from the time he got drafted, right? It started with the little, he had like a little, like, I don't know if it was it was like a tail of some sort, like he would hang out. What was it?
It was a foxtail.
Like a rabbit's foot. Foxtail.
Foxtail.
So you cool guys. Yeah, I can't wear foxtails. I'll tell you what, Trav, you could probably get away. Like there's very few guys that can wear what Cam wears. I think Trav, to a degree, like
he could pull it off.
People would look at me and be like, that guy's a douchebag. I think people would look at Trav and be like, that dude's fucking cool. Like, I want to hang with that guy. So,
that's right.
But no, Cam.
Dude, if Cam's coming out with a line of the top hats and the suits and the scarf, if he's coming out with a line, I'm fucking getting.
I need one of the hats.
50% of that.
He should sign Newton hat for
easily.
Sure.
All right, so I actually own like 4. They're called Mashika. Free plug. Not a part of it.
Nice.
Okay, Mashika. All right.
So Cam bought so many of the hats that he ended up like either buying the company or investing in the company. I don't know the exact specifics. Yeah, so I actually have a few. Some were gifted to me. One at Cam's Super Bowl party years ago in Atlanta.
That's dope.
Epic.
There's a confident element to that. Answer your question, Cam, and I mean that in like the most loving and endearing way, because I've been very consistent in my messaging about Cam's impact on my career and our relationship and friendship. Like I love Cam for who he is.
Yeah.
And but he is who he is.
Nice. Well, using a former teammate, fill in the blank. People forget that blank was a problem.
Oh man. That's a great question, right?
Could be college, could be NFL.
Man, that's a great. I think back to, in college in the NFL, I think of like a guy like Devin Hester, but I don't think people forgot that he's amazing. You know who I'm going to say? Because I saw him last night, and I think he's a perfect answer for this, is Frank Gore.
Nice.
I think
very good answer.
Dog.
Will Frank be in the Hall of Fame? Maybe. I don't know. But I'll tell you what. Anyone who's watched football, studied football, knows anything about football, he would be on a very short list of guys that probably has universal respect from every player, teammate, coach who's ever seen him. And I got to spend some time with him last night at the Miami game. And he was a teammate of mine for a couple of years in college. So I'm going to go with Frank because some of the other stars that I've played with, Cam and Luke Kuechly and Steve Smith and Devin Hester and Brian Urlacher and Julius Peppers and these Hall of Fame guys that I played with, I don't know, like people remember them. I don't think people appreciate how amazing Frank was. And so he's my answer.
It's a great answer. I will say people definitely don't appreciate how much of a physical freaking specimen Julius Peppers is, though. And his voice. Like this dude, the way, like, Julius Peppers, like it was like, what in this, like the Predator is just on the field playing a football game right now. Like, this is ridiculous.
No, but you know that meme online where like people say like for every like, and they like slowly make the guy's head bigger or like every time I saw Julius Peppers, he grew 3 inches.
It was insane.
Like I saw him early in my career when he was in Carolina and I was like, oh my God, this guy, he's like 6'5", he's a freak. And then I played with him in Chicago and it felt like he was 6'7". And then I played with him again. He came back to Carolina and I feel like he was 7 feet tall. Like every time I saw him, the biggest guy in the world got bigger.
Yeah. How is it possible?
Insane.
He's insane.
All right. Very important next question. It's Girl Scout cookie season officially.
Oh.
Top 3, go.
Thin Mint.
Love it.
Thin Mint.
Thin Mint.
Just all thin.
I'm hammering
clean
Thin
sweep
Mints.
of Thin Mints.
Yeah, I'm hammering. Like I'm not even opening. I mean, if you give me any of the, what's the like the real pop, the real like famous original one. It's like the cracker, like the white.
I know what you're talking about.
Box,
yeah.
I don't know.
It's like the traditional, like safe one people would like dip in their
It's like the
tea.
vanilla one. It's
the sugar.
Yeah,
cookie,
like
yeah.
it's like a vanilla cookie. Yeah, whatever that is called. I mean, if there's a box there, I'll eat the whole box. I'm not saying I'm too good for it, but I'm picking Thin Mint like 1,000 out of 1,000.
Thin Mint is great, but there's something weird. Have you noticed that there's like there's like 2 different Thin Mints depending on which Girl Scout area you're in? Maybe I'm too neat. Maybe I'm too deep in the weeds.
You're deep in it.
The weeds on Girl Scout cookies.
There's like an Illuminati apparently of Girl Scouts.
There's the one Thin Mint that almost has like a softer mint in the middle of it, where it's like a
interesting.
But then there's the other one that's like a harder one. I like the hard one. Like I don't know which one you're on.
I don't. To be honest with you, I'm not sure if I even know the difference.
All right,
but all I know is the whole sleeve is gone.
Is in your mouth.
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, we were tagalongs, Thin Mints, and then what was the coconut one?
It was like a caramel. It was a Camaro. It was a caramel like drizzle on top, dude. I'm not gonna lie, those things are cracked. Those things got me hooked right now.
They called them Samoas, but then I think the Samoas got canceled.
Caramel Delights.
Something different.
Caramel Delights.
Yeah, there we go.
I'll eat them all. I'm not too good for a cookie.
Yeah, I hear you, dude.
all.
I hear you, dude. Give me a glass of milk. Let's fucking cook.
Oh man.
Be honest, as the guy who called Super Bowl 57, how sick of the Kelsey family were you on game day?
Let me say this. That was a really cool week. As a guy who like has 2 brothers and grew up with them and like played together, fought with them, fought against each other, all that. Like we got to sit down and I don't know if you guys remember, we sat down and did that cool piece for the pregame show.
Hell yes.
That was awesome, even though you guys made me late because you were filming this. But it's fine. It was worth it. That's when you first told me you were going to have me on the show. And that was like 3 years ago, but it's fine. Apparently I changed my number. It's the same place that my invite is. But anyway, no, man, I thought it was so cool. Like, in all seriousness, like seeing you guys have all of that culminate to play each other, be so willing to like openly and share it with the world, share it with me, which was cool. And then like your parents and your mom and your families, like it's been cool to watch you guys have like your separate deal and then like over time bring you together and have like that moment. I think watching like Jason watching after the game, the emotions of like, yeah, my brother won, but everyone who has a brother, anyone who has a sibling for that matter, knows the feeling of like, I want what's best for me, but if I don't get it, I'd rather you get it.
Right.
Right. So like there's this weird, so like watching all of that
100%.
play out on the world stage that week, like I thought it was awesome, man. And I think the way you guys have handled all of it and your relationship and your families, and you have the second biggest podcast in the family, which is cool. I think is pretty, awesome. So no, if I was sick of the Kelseys, I wouldn't be sitting here for the last, I don't even know how long.
Touche.
You're the best.
All right. What's the worst game you've ever called?
Wow. I've called some clunkers.
Oh, man.
I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I called a really bad game this year. What was it? Oh, it was towards the end of the season. Oh, Minnesota. I want to say Minnesota went to Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah.
J.J. McCarthy got hurt the week before. So they started the rookie Brosmer. And again, I'm not knocking the kid because a lot of guys have looked bad going to Seattle. And I can't recall exactly off the top of my head, but I want to say Minnesota had like 50 yards the whole game, maybe less. And by the second quarter, you're looking at my partner, Joe. We're just looking at each other like, I got nothing. I got nothing. I got nothing.
What do you do in that situation? How do you weather that and keep the excitement there? You just gotta.
The rule of thumb, and I don't think there's any like, again, by no means am I an expert. I haven't been doing this very long, but like, I think our rule of thumb is get to like halftime. Up till halftime, regardless of what the score is, make it about the game, make it about the teams, make it about the matchup, make it about the personalities and the whatever. Second half, when it's clearly it's 35-6, it's 35-0, and it's over, you know, you start zooming out and you have all these things, you call it like a bucket. Like we got to empty the bucket. We got playoff standings. We've got coach of the year. We've got trends around the league. And you just turn into like a daytime radio show, right? And sometimes it goes really off the rails and you start just talking about complete nonsense and you know, you kind of like black out, you know, you're like Will Ferrell in Old School. And you're like, you don't even know what you just said.
We're going streaking.
So those games are the toughest. That's like every broadcaster's worst nightmare is when they assign the games and it's like, you got a really good team and a really bad team. You're like, I'd rather call a game with two bad teams because all we want is competitive.
Yeah, right.
So the games that get multi-score at the end and there's no drama, those are not typically the ones that you want to call.
Makes sense.
I love it, man. We got tight end you coming up this offseason yet again. It's getting bigger and bigger, man. Last year was one of my favorites. I can't imagine how this thing's going to keep getting bigger, but just in terms of the guys, what new guys do you want to see at tight end you this year? Yeah,
good question. You know, I want to see, we were talking about the Rams. You know, we always get Colby Parkinson has had a great year, has made some big time plays.
The Carolina
made
game,
the game winning play against Carolina. Terrence Ferguson's the young rookie. I want to say he's from Oregon. He's super dynamic. He can run. He's downfield guy, kind of runs routes like a receiver. I'd love to see him live and in person. I think, and we can all sit here and say it's because of TEU. It probably is. Let's be honest.
Let's be honest.
But,
everyone heard my speech on Thomas Edison. No, I'm kidding. No, it wasn't even Thomas Edison. I can't even remember what it was.
It was inertia. You're doing one of the Newton's laws.
Inertia. Yeah, you blocked out. That's the way it should be. You blocked out. But, you know, it's just so cool. And I think that's what's been so cool about TEU, right? And that's what I try to tell all these young guys when I try to encourage them to come. I'm like, guys, when are you ever at the front of the line going to have Travis and George and over the years, you know, Mark Andrews and like all these guys that have played for so long. And then at the back of the line, it's like the young, wide-eyed, undrafted free agent rookie who's never even seen an NFL field. And he's just so happy to be there. Like the fact that we have the top of the top guys that haven't even started their journey yet. And for 2.5 days, everyone's in the same bucket. You're all in the same drills. You're all in the same conversations. You're all at the same parties. You're all in the same bar. Like you're all one and the same from a social, from a connection standpoint, from a fellowship, and then obviously from a football and the guys that you're able to pick their brains. And How does Travis warm up? How does George run his routes? Like, what is he like in practice? Like, watching guys' body language, watching guys' work ethic, like, it's just so unique. And then you look around the league, and I would say the talent is as widespread and as deep as it's ever been. And I think that's so good for the league. It's so good, obviously, selfishly for the position. And the fact that TEU gets to play like a small little role in like elevating the position across the league. I know, you, George, and I, we all take a lot of pride in it.
Dude, we love it, man.
I think the entire position does.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should. I mean, listen, I give George a lot of crap, and like National Tight End Day. I'm tired of made up holidays, but like, in all seriousness, like, it is crazy to think of what tight ends are in the modern day NFL and how important they are. Like, all of the best offenses utilize these tight ends that can be hybrid blockers. They can go out and be a mismatch out at the receiver position. You can spread them out. Like, all of the best offensive minds want these guys because they offer so many different things you can do formationally, schematically, mismatching, depending on what personnel the defense throws on the field. And it feels like tight end U has given this position a platform that it never really had before. And I know that was a reason that you guys all started this was, hey, we need to start like coming together for all tight ends. Like, we aren't respected enough. We don't earn the money that a lot of these other star positions do, and we should, because we're as valuable as that. How have you seen the position change on the national scale with tight end U?
Yeah, so I think tight end U certainly played a part of it. I do think the biggest difference between tight end when I came into the league in 2007 and the way it is now, right? So we're talking almost 20 years. Yeah. I think the biggest difference was tight end was always seen as like the blue collar, the unsung hero, right? There were stars. Jason Witten was a star. Antonio Gates was a star. Gonzalez. Tony Gonzalez was a star. Shannon Sharp, I was like right on the tail end. So there was prominent players, but they weren't the face of the league, right? They were great players and Hall of Fame players, but they weren't the stars. It was a quarterback-driven league. It was a running back-driven league and wide receivers. Yeah. And then there was like a handful of prominent defensive players, right? Brian Urlacher and Troy Polamalu and those guys, right? So you fast forward to now, and again, I'm not just saying this because Travis is on the pod. I'm not just saying it because he's my buddy and George and Gronk. Like, the position of tight end over my career started being played by the faces of the league. They weren't just really good players. They were stars. The league was building the brand around these individual guys with Gronk and with Trav and with George. And now, instead of it all being all quarterbacks on, the commercial for Sunday Night Football or the commercial for the Fox doubleheader, it was always, who are the two quarterbacks? Plaster them up there. The commercials, the guys we saw, that's very different nowadays. So on top of just having elevated roles on their teams, playing in postseason games, winning Super Bowls, being the best player in the Super Bowl, like having the platform of football to play well at the position, and then just all the stuff that comes around it, the off the field, the elevating. I think all of that is like high tide raises all ships, right? So I think it's been a combination of on and off the field elevation. And, obviously Trav's at the forefront of that. And he has been for years, and Gronk and obviously George. And it's just a different time where it's okay for the tight end to be the star of your team, the star of the league. And it wasn't always like that. But I give all these guys a lot of credit because they're really the tip of that spear.
Do you think that that's why we're maybe seeing some more divas at the tight end position than we've ever seen? Is that fair to say?
Yeah. Divas, podcast hosts. Yeah, I think that's part of it for sure.
We got a young man cooking over there in Chicago, man. Colson Loveland came out hot in Hard Knocks.
If I was these NFL teams, between Colson Loveland, between Aiden Hutchinson, right? Like, they should make every guy at the combine do like a stand-up rookie song. Because right now, I was going on that. I was going on that angle. I was going like if you can get up in the room, especially as like a 6'5" white guy, and just crush it and just own the room, you have no choice to be really good. And all the boys are giving you high fives. You're instantly the man. Like, there's no greater feeling than walking out of that team meeting where you're like, I just owned that.
I mean, if anybody knows, you know, Greg.
Oh,
you might have started this whole thing.
Good and bad. Good and bad. Good and bad. Let's just say my rookie show was better. Well, my post-college days were better.
Perfect.
And my weddings.
And
my weddings.
That's the way it's supposed to be. They're supposed to get better.
They got way better. Decision-making improved. We'll leave it at that.
I love it. All right. Well, this is we'll move it to our last question for you, G-Reg, man. What was your welcome to the NFL moment?
Yeah. So, and it's ironic because I work with them now, indirectly at Fox, but we had a home game my rookie year in 2007, and we had like a critical short yardage. It was like either third or fourth down, short yardage play at Soldier Field. I'm the Y, my hand's in the dirt. We're running, I don't know, power, whatever, inside. And Michael Strahan is playing like I don't know if he was in a 4-point stance, but it felt like he was like an 8-point stance. And he was playing 6 technique, right? So he was like on my head.
The worst.
But the worst. And like you go too far inside and he just caves you down. You stay on his outside shoulder and he just presses you back. So I come off hard inside step and I'm like, I'm going to bring everything I got. Everything I got, I'm bringing it. Well, he like 2-gaps me. He locks me out, presses me, head in the hole. No. He takes me into the fullback, into the backside pulling guard.
Oh, no.
And I was like, I ran off the field.
Swab the hole.
And I'm like, guard, I don't care if you dislocate my elbow. You got to swab this thing, brother.
Right?
Because, as you got older, like, I don't know about you, like, I mean, I guess both you guys, but like, you're going and you kind of keep that inside arm out. You're like, hey, brother,
there's somebody coming. I don't want to get my elbow popped here.
I don't need to hyperextend my elbow for 3 yards.
Yeah.
If I'm going to break my arm, at least let it be downfield. But I'll tell you what, man, I came off the field that day and I was like, all right.
Well, that was different.
That wasn't great.
Yeah.
That wasn't great.
What are we doing as a coach? That's what we're dialing up? That's the dumbest thing I've like, what are
you
we
can't
doing?
give the ball to Johnny. I'm Johnny. You can't put me at the tight end. I'm the tight end.
Oh, 2 little Giants
You
references
drafted
in
me
one
3
game
months
or one
ago.
day, man. It's the best, man.
Yeah, I'm 21 years old. I'm like 245 pounds if I'm lucky.
This is
I'm
so
like, guys,
good,
just
dude.
I'm going to run as fast as I can down the field and throw it.
This is so good.
We're going to work into the other stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
God damn, that's fucking good.
Man.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
Oh, man. Well, I could definitely say I've been there with you, brother.
By no means was that the last time.
That's it. It's just the intro of the NFL, baby.
We got to arc release this one, Coach. Arc release.
Yeah,
Coach, that safety, I'm going to kill that guy.
I'll go get that second level.
This guard kick out Michael.
Level.
Oh, that crack replace safety, he's mine. And then it's Cam Chancellor, and he just knocks your helmet off.
Oh.
You're like, this sucks. This sucks. This game is so stupid.
Not only is that going to be the game plan, we're going to run that 3 times today.
Oh, my God. But hey,
dude.
That's why they pay us the big bucks, right?
Hell yeah, baby. That's the fun of it, man. Dude, it was everything I could have imagined and more, brother. Great. Thank you so much for fucking coming on today, man. Sorry it took so long.
Best.
Appreciate you being patient. Keep fucking taking the world by storm on the broadcasts. The middle school football, I can't wait to see or hear the bits that you guys do, the mic'd up bits you do on as a coach that you put on your Instagram or your social media, man. I gotta be one of your biggest fans in the world. I love you as a person, who you've been for me in my career. Getting to meet you back at the in Baltimore at the Ed Block Courage Awards, you were everything and more back then. You still are the best guy I know, man. So appreciate you coming on, and I love you, brother.
I appreciate you, man. You guys are the best, and a lot of respect for you guys. Everything you've done, everything you guys stand for, having a ton of fun while also being good at what you do, man. It's awesome, and the pleasure was all mine. Thanks for having me.
Let's go,
Best
baby.
friend.
Hopefully we get together and have a couple Aperol spritzes this offseason.
It's probably going to
sign
come up
me
in
up.
like 2 weeks, brother. Not even.
Spritzing.
Let me know. I'll be around.
All right. You're the man, dude.
Appreciate you guys.
All righty, that does it for Mr. Greg Olsen. Did not disappoint. That's probably the best football insight you've ever gotten from this show. And it's all thanks to Mr. Greg Olsen.
We're going to have to tie him in next year to a contract because there's about 10 teams that are going to hear this podcast and going to offer him to be their head ball coach, man. That guy knows ball, and he knows how to get the best out of people, man.
You ain't lying. He's also just a fun-ass time. It's rare that you find somebody that's that articulate, intelligent, but fun. It's hard to find those individuals, and he somehow nails all of it.
Oh, God.
How many traits can one guy have?
Funny, smart,
I bet if you zoom in on his nose, it looks just fine.
great head of hair. Damn it. Tall, athletic,
Smart,
great vocabulary.
beautiful eyes.
Fucking, he's married with a beautiful family.
It's a blessed man.
Good for Greg, man. One day.
All right, let's get to some stamps of the week. Stamp of the week is brought to you by Adobe Acrobat Studio. I kind of want to give Greg the stamp of the week, but
Yeah, Greg gets the stamp of the week.
let me see this clip of the equipment guy never letting Stafford's jacket hit the ground. The Rams are on it with the jackets out in the middle of the field. I feel like that was too much. And where are you at with getting jackets put over your shoulders in the middle of a game on the field?
They were in sync right here. I'm not a big jacket guy.
Like, what is that doing? Like, there's no way you're gaining that much heat from throwing a.
It's not
little,
heat. It's
like,
just keeping the wind off of you, I think.
I gotcha, but guys, I mean, come on.
I'm not a hand warmer guy.
I did the hand warmer. I would put a towel in it if it was like wet out so that I could keep my hand dry.
I hear you on that. I think when I was younger, I did it and I didn't love it. And I felt like it was like the more that I wear, the less like free I felt. It felt like I was kind of like in a straitjacket when I wore a lot of layers. So I just eat the fact that I'm just going to be cold as fuck for 4 hours and I'll be fine no matter what. I haven't like noticed that it's going to like make me stiffer and like the cold is going to make me less athletic. Like when you start running and your body gets warmed up, like we're outside playing football. Like I'm not going to be stiff that way. I feel like the more layers I had on, that was restricting me more than like if I'm just cold as balls.
Yeah, 100% agree. All right, I'm going to say this. Although I'm against the coats in the middle of the game, I will say when it is a weather game, equipment managers matter more. People don't understand this. Like equipment people actually end up playing an impact in the game. How well they articulate to the players, like changing your cleats. I know my man Greg is on top of it with the Eagles most of the time. He is meticulous about telling guys, hey, it's slick out there, yada, yada, yada. But also like the balls, like whoever's in charge of getting the balls ready for game day, when the weather's good, like it's not that important. It really shows up when you got a little bit of rain or snow. If that ball hasn't been broken in properly, it just gets slick. It doesn't feel right.
Half of it is just being prepared for the situation. Like I know my guy, Alan Wright, shout out to Alan Wright over in Kansas City. Just got inducted to, I believe, the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame I think he's been doing this with the Chiefs for maybe 40 years, 50 years, something crazy like that. He's still doing it. It's being prepared for all the elements.
For
It's
sure.
having the, and it's kind of like putting your own twist on things. Like how can you be creative to help guys always be at their best in the elements and always have something available for them? I think is the cool thing. Like I know the deep diving suits with the scuba suits became a thing. You know, it's just like, but it's like as things are like coming up or as things are kind of becoming a trend and things like that, having all that shit ready, knowing what to order before the season for your specific players on how they like to be ready for it. It's always different, man.
But it becomes magnified when it's colder or the rain or the snow. Like it really does make a competitive advantage for your players. And that's one of the things I always loved was like the fact that like the equipment guys that put in the extra time. I got to give a quick shout out to my equipment guy, Craig Blake. I don't know if you're watching, but let me tell you, I'd go into that shower and Craig would be scrubbing them balls and he'd be getting them right.
Man.
And
Come
I'm
on,
telling you,
man.
he'd be in the shower. I'd be going in there showering. I feel a little bit weird that I'm naked showering next to Craig and Craig's trying to get the balls right for game day.
God
And
damn
he's
it,
just
Jason.
scrubbing away at these balls.
Can we give the guy? You're scrubbing balls. He's scrubbing balls. Can we give him the chance to scrub some balls without you scrubbing your balls next to him?
I mean, listen, he's doing it in the shower. There's limited, especially in a away game. There's limited shower space. So yeah, I'm gonna go equipment guy. Although I'm not about the jacket, I respect the dedication to the craft. Rams equipment guy. Don't know your name. You get my stamp of the week.
I'll give the fucking stamp of the week to Keyshawn Boutte. Did you see this fucking one-handed catch for the Patriots?
Did I see it? I was there.
Sorry, I forgot you had a deja vu, Jason. Yeah, no, it was absolutely fucking insane. Everybody that was watching the game with me, everybody jumped out of their fucking seats for in this moment in the fourth quarter to go up 2 scores with a play like that. Fucking A, man. That is a hell of a fucking play. And you're at home. Look at everybody going nuts in New England, man. New England's back in the fucking AFC Championship game.
What is this like thing where the guys put their hand over their face and is it like they're saying the other guy's stinky?
I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I've asked so many people and nobody knows.
It's so fun.
The only thing that makes sense in my head is like, oh, he's stanky. He just put that stank on it.
Yeah, I think maybe. I don't know.
That's the sleep. The sleep.
Peekaboo.
Everybody knows the sleep.
Peekaboo.
Then we're doing high fives.
Peekaboo.
And then this is the stanky. They're putting the stank on it.
If you're calling it that. He definitely put the stank on that catch, though. Shout out to Butte,
Yes,
man. You get my stamp of the week.
Way to go, Butte.
That wraps up Stamp of the Week, brought to you by Adobe Acrobat Studio.
And that wraps up another episode of New Heights. Thank you so much to the one and only Greg Olsen. Yeah, baby. Make sure you're subscribed to the New Heights channel on YouTube or in the Wondery app or wherever you get podcasts. You can listen to new episodes of New Heights right now ad-free by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts.
Once again, New Heights, a Wondery show brought to you by Reese's Oreo Cups, the perfect combination of our favorite candies, Reese's Cups and Oreo cookies. Doggone! Follow the show on all social media at New Heights Show for fun clips throughout the week. That's New Heights Show with 1S. Thank you to our New Heights production team. Thank you again to you 92%ers. Check out Kelsey Clubhouse, and we'll see you guys after a little championship weekend. Peace! Yeehaw! Oh, man. Well, bud, you look fucking great. The saloon looks fantastic. Do you have assless chaps on?
I don't. I actually have sweatpants on. The pants that they gave me don't fit my ass. So they're cutting the lining out right now to make sure that they fit. So right now I have sweatpants on. I'm a half cowboy.